Payne Weber, left the industry for 3 years, but was able to maintain my licenses, bartended for a while, and then came back to Chase Bank as a licensed banker, and then I moved over from Chase Bank about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
Right. Really? Interesting.
Yeah. And so I also was an officer in the Air Force for 10 years.
Oh, well, you got all the you got all the goodies.
Yeah.
That you need. Well, it's good to meet you. Ml Lynch has been around a while and well respected. He hadn't popped up like Enron, a dummy company. It took 30 years to unfold, right?
Right. You are going to get a customer satisfaction survey. You're going to get an email to you. The survey is basically going to be our interaction.
Okay, cool.
I strive for 9s or 10s. Anything less than a 9 is considered a failure for me. So we want to make sure you're getting the best possible service, and I answer all your questions. So if there's anything we could do to improve your process, let us know.
Absolutely. You gave me what I come in here for, number one. I need to pay on a credit card here. I can do that outside.
Do you have your cell phone? You can do it on your phone if you have the mobile app.
Yeah, I can do it.
It's easier. I just do it on my phone.
I'll do it.
But
no
are you coming from a different job and into this, or
no? I just doing my thing.
Nice.
And it's good to. I reunited with Bank of America after 17 years. First of all, not only I worked at the corporate office in Dallas, and then I also ran all my personal employee accounts through Bank of America. Well respected. I was there when Bank of America first came on the scene. Mm-hmm. I was in that. You know what I mean? I was in that when they first came on the scene, 1990.
Oh wow!
Okay, they went for Nations Bank, bought out Nations Bank, kept the colors.
No, I remember that.
You remember that?
I was with Nations Bank. I remember that.
Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. You see, I go way back.
It was back because even before Nations Bank, it was NCNB, and before that, it was National Bank of Fort Sam Houston. And
oh wow, you putting the track record down.
Yeah, well, I started banking with. Military banking when I was a teenager, and then I just stayed with it. And the only reason I left Bank of America was because I started working at Key Bank,
right? And
I felt I needed to understand how Key Bank works. So I moved all my assets over to Key Bank, and then when I left Key, I stayed with Key for a while until I was with Chase, and I moved everything over to Chase, and then
wow.
Then when I moved here, I just opened a USAA account.
Oh man, you just all over the place. Well, here's the deal. Maybe there's we met here for other reasons as well. I mean, I at one point I had a couple, 2, 3 different financial planners under my umbrella in my sports business. Mm-hmm. And they handled the players' money.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They invested and did the things that they're supposed to do. As a financial planner.
Right.
So it's post-career that I'm in now. Guys that have played and they're retired, but they're still active in terms of post-career opportunities.
Were you an athlete then?
I was the agent.
Oh, okay, you were now. Wow.
They were the athletes. And so as we're restructuring in chapter 2 of my life, so to speak, mm-hmm. We don't want to... we want to still keep that in the loop because you never know who I'll come across. As I was telling these people, they brought me in because they found my resume, and they know that my background's recruiting players.
Right.
So, so
let me tell you a little bit about what I have here at Bank of America and Ml Lynch. So, for anybody with $3 million in investable assets or greater, I work with U.S. Trust. I bring the U.S. Trust advisors in as a team. We actually will always meet here with customers.
Oh, really?
And then if moving forward, if you want to meet at the Bellevue office, we can do that. It's fine. If the client has $250,000 or more in investable assets and is looking for a one-on-one relationship, I want to bring in my Ml Lynch advisor from Bellevue down here. And then we could discuss, most of it's to see if it's going to be a good fit or not.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Like that.
For me, here, my sweet spot is clients that are less than $250,000 in investable assets and are looking for a one-on-one relationship or they want to manage their monies themselves, and it doesn't matter how much they have. That's where I fit in.
Ah.
And so what I have in terms of the products we sell here at Ml Edge, these two are so Ml Edge is a brand, so it's still Ml Lynch, but we call it Ml Edge. So these are our managed products. So these are professionally managed by our team in New York. This bottom one is Ml Edge Select Portfolio. It's a $20,000 minimum investment. The management fee is 0.85% per year, but this is billed monthly, so you can divide this by 12.
Okay.
So what that means is it's your money, or
sure,
it's the client's money, so they can take it out whenever they want. They're just going to pay for what they used, right? So if they keep it in and they decide, oh, I want to manage myself, then they kept it in for 6 months. They're only going to pay 6 months of management. And we managed it for 6 months.
Right, absolutely.
Now it uses mutual funds and exchange traded funds, so there are internal expenses, and the internal expenses range. The fees plus expenses would range anywhere from 1.2 to about 1.4% per year.
1.4, okay.
So the biggest thing here is clients are working directly with me.
Okay.
That means we would meet at least every 6 months to twice a year to discuss what's changed.
Okay.
Has anything changed? Inheritance, death, job change,
sure,
all of that. Here we have Ml Edge Guided Investing. This is a $5,000 minimum investment. The annual fee is 0.45% per year, billed monthly. And this one uses exchange traded funds. That's how we keep the costs way down. So on an aggressive portfolio, fees plus expenses would be 0.55, so the internal expenses is about 0.1%. Biggest difference, though, is besides the differences are the minimum investment, in the types of investments, and the other thing is I'm removed from the equation. So if a client has questions or issues, they either go online or call the guided investing team.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Now up here, the clients have an option if they want to do it themselves. So that means the clients are responsible for doing the research, for finding the investments, for placing the trades. Okay. The commissions for placing trades on stocks and exchange traded funds are $6.95 unless they have a deeper relationship. If the client has a relationship, a client can get up to 100 commission-free trades a month if they maintain a relationship of over $100,000 between Bank of America and Ml Edge.
Okay.
So that'd be combined. Combined deposit, combined accounts. If not, then it's $6.95 per trade for stocks and exchange traded funds, and in things like brokered CDs, bonds, mutual funds. Mutual funds, the fees are going to be discussed before you make the purchase. Brokered CDs, bonds, the fees already embedded in the cost. On the bond, you invest $1,000. At maturity, you get $1,000 plus interest.
So let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So I got a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old kid. Can I do anything with them? Start them like ground level and getting them educated, understanding somehow getting
17-year-old. I think I have to look at the age. I'm not sure if it has to be at least 8. I think it has to be at least 18-year-old.
He'll be 18 October, so we're good.
Another option is opening what's called a Uniform Transfer to Minors account, UTMA. The money is technically theirs, but you are the custodian. And what that means is if they want the money, they have to go through you to get it. Now, the rules are when the child turns the age of majority, which is typically 18 or 21, the money is then theirs. So a lot of people have issue of giving an 18-year-old
$1 million bucks, right?
Right.
Okay.
Here's $100,000 for education.
Right.
I decided to buy a Ferrari.
Yeah. Okay. You know how kids switch it up, right? Exactly.
So, there is that. So, but it is a way of. I opened a UTMA account because I had a client who had a son that really liked Adidas, and so she wanted to buy him Adidas stock. And so, I thought that was so. So that is a way of. That is one.
I like that. I like that.
Show them, hey, this is how you do it, and I start introducing them into how.
That's what I want to do.
And then when they start working, we would want to talk to them about opening up some sort of retirement account, like an IRA or a Roth IRA, and I can show them how if they put as little as $300 a month away and invest it, and if they can get an average rate of return of 8%. By the time they're ready to retire in 40 years, they'll have over $1 million in one account. And that's not taking into account, when they work and they're participating in 401ks and they're rolling over and any inheritances and anything. those are other things. Just one account, $300 a month for the next 40 years,
Mm.
and they could have a nice bucket of gold for their retirement.
We did that with a player. 10 years, he would, we'd have a meeting, and he walked away with a million from the game. He died at 38.
Wow.
A few years ago, but he left behind his wife and his kids. And the financial planner that I end up not seeing eye to eye, that I brought into my fold, did a good job.
Yeah.
Regardless of how I feel about that individual,
Right.
My commitment was to the player to make sure that he got the best that he needed, regardless, and that's what I did. So this just let me know that I did my job.
Right.
And from that point, I've just been really leery of financial planners. But now I'm open that door. I've talked to a lot of anyone trying to pull my coattail a little bit, but it's starting to. Things are where I'm going to need to build a relationship with an attorney, which I am right now, a personal attorney, and a financial planner. There's no way around it.
So the way I view it is, the way I view my business here is what I like about my business. What I'm doing is, what I found Bank of America has become very much client focused, client centered. Is it in the best interest of the client to do this?
Right.
Because fundamentally, it's the client's money. Okay?
Oh, of course.
And I don't want to have to deal with somebody that's upset. I mean, I do deal with people that are upset all the time.
Oh, I imagine.
I just don't want to. So I do everything I can to keep them from being upset.
Oh, gosh.
But sometimes things happen.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, so then I go back to, if this is your money, what are your options? So I try to make it so my clients understand and make informed decisions with their money. So then when they're comfortable in what we're doing. So, like, I work closely with Jeff Anderson. He's with Ml Lynch. He and I work closely because sometimes, like, people with $250,000 or more can have very specific and very unique needs that are going to be beyond what I can do here, and I want to make sure that they're taken care of. So I like to, that's why I tend to bring Jeff in.
Okay.
And I'm here. I'm working on getting my certified financial planning designation and things like that. So I always feel like I need to be growing and learning. So
in this business, money business, you have to continue to grow. There's how can you possibly stay a frog on a log? It does not when you just waiting for flies to come by and stick your tongue out. No, don't get out like that.
This is our latest. This is our latest market outlook.
Okay.
You can have that if you'd like.
Oh, thank you.
But that's just from our chief investment officer. You can read. This is what they think the future is going to bring.
Oh, wow.
So every week they do it, and you can access it on MlLynch.com. I just printed it out because I like hard copy.
Interesting. Well, I tell you what, I wasn't expecting this, but this is good. This is the way life is flowing right now, which is very, very awesome and very, very good for me.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I am on vacation starting tomorrow. Okay. I return the 27th, so I'm going to be out.